Hey guys, it's Rachel from Kiss and Makeup, and I'm back, and tonight I'm going to be showing you guys how I do my eyebrows. This is a highly requested video, and I've never really had the time because I always do them in the morning and I'm kind of in a rush or whatever. But I just came home and I have, my cousin is having like a going away party. She's moving to Florida for 7 months for like a culinary program or something, and we're all getting together, you know, just to kind of wish her the best and stuff. So I kind of have time because it doesn't start till 10 and it's like 9 now, around 9. So I've already done this one, as you can see, and I'm going to go ahead and show you this one, how I do it and what I use and everything. As for my hair, it is just in that same kind of ponytailish thing that I already have a video on. I think it's called Hair From, I don't know. I only have a couple hair videos. It's one of the two. And it's not the most recent one. But anyway, I did do something a little different on the side. I did like 2 braids. It's kind of like I was trying to do a mohawk thing, like mohawk gone wrong. So I ended up resorting to keeping the braids and just doing the curly hair. But enough of my rambling. So to do my eyebrows, I'm going to do a May favorites or spring favorites video because I used to use NYX's eyebrow pencil and they looked like this. It wasn't this color though, but they look like this. They're like $2.99 or $3.99, and I got them from a completely different city. And I was like, I really need to find something that I can get everywhere, and it's a little cheaper because I do my eyebrows every day, sometimes multiple times a day, on days like today. And I just wanted to buy a bunch of them and then not have to go back. So that's what I did, and I found this Wet n Wild Color Icon pencil, the bomb. Okay, this color is dark brown. I feel like this is, I love this. So anyway, this is what I use to fill in my eyebrows. And then I also use my little like hair toothbrush. And then I use NYX's concealer in a jar. And I've had this for almost 2 years. No, I've had this for 2 years. I've been using it on my eyebrows for 2 years. Hasn't gone anywhere. So this is an excellent alternative to MAC's concealer. I can't remember what the name of it is. The same one. It's in like the little thing that the eyeshadows come in. Studio Fix concealer maybe. Well, anyway, this is an excellent alternative. And then I also use this flat brush that you guys have seen in all my videos. But anyway, the best thing to do is when you're doing your eyebrows and you kind of want that cleaner look and you want to use a concealer, you have to find a thicker concealer. Like, you don't want to use a watery concealer because you want something that you can control, like you have control over. And then I also like to use a concealer that is a shade lighter than my skin just to highlight my brows and everything. So after this video, I'm probably going to do like a face of the day just because I'm going to keep going. So I'll either cut that off or fast forward it. I'm not sure. You'll find out momentarily. But anyway, this is what I do. The first thing that I do is I take my brush and I comb my hairs up and out in the direction that they grow. They grow up and then out. So I do that. Now, I don't really have a lot of eyebrow. Like right here, I mean, as you can see, I have eyebrow, like I think I could go without it, but I like them to look kind of like polished and not necessarily perfect, but polished. I had a little messed up point. So the next thing I do is, well, I brush it, and then I take my Color Icon pencil, and I've been using this consistently for about a month, and this is how much I have left, a lot. So, and I only have to sharpen it like once every 2 or 3 days. So I like it kind of not too sharpened, but kind of dullish. Maybe you can see. And then this is what I do. Hopefully you guys can see. I'm going to be looking in this mirror. I take the pencil and I start at the bottom very lightly, like hardly even touching my skin. And I start at the very bottom and I just kind of create sort of like a fill-in line. And then I lightly brush up to fill in that front part. So it's going to be significantly lighter than the rest of the brow. But I kind of do that. I fill it in there. And just create that line at the bottom, a guide for, you know, my brush. That's what I do. I create a guide. So once I do that, I come out towards the tail. And like I said, I don't have a lot of tail. So that's the main part I'm concerned about, is my tail. So what I do is this one I start at the bottom because it's shaped much different. But this one has more tail than this one. So I start at the top. And I just create the shape that I want. I want it to come on down. It doesn't have to be perfect because you are going to use the concealer. Just try to get it as, you know, accurate as you possibly can. And then I'll come in the bottom if need be and fill that in. Then I work on my arch just a little bit more. It's best if you have brown skin like me that you use a brown pencil, even if you have black hair. Like I have jet black hair, blacker than any hair, like it's black. But it's best that you use a brown pencil, because if you don't and use a black pencil, you're gonna get that like strong look, like, you know, kind of bold, maybe the word is, I don't know, like strong, really strong. They're gonna be like bam, you know. So you kind of want to use one that is lighter than your hair. Even the eyebrows, you know, even my eyebrows are almost a black color, but the dark brown is much better. So that's pretty much what I do as far as filling in. Now I keep the pencil nearby just in case I slip with the concealer, get too concealer happy, so I can go back in and fill that in. But this is what we have so far. Am I even recording? Hopefully. So I'm almost out of my concealer in a jar, but like I said, I've had this for 2 years. So what I do is I take my brush and I do both sides, but as I'm doing it, I don't think you'll be able to see, but I kind of like wipe it on the edge. So I'm wiping out concealer, but I'm also kind of getting rid of the excess too. So the next thing I do is I go in just with the tip, not with the whole brush, but I go in and I clean them up. Hopefully you can see. Resting your hand on your face. I learned a tip from another makeup artist on YouTube. I can't remember her name, but resting your hand on your face will give you a more steady application of the concealer. And all you do is go in and perfect your shape. And that's what I do. And then I take the rest of the concealer and just brush it in. Now after I do that, I do kind of see that, or you can, it's okay if you see that something that you want to fix or whatever. So this is the time that I usually go in and fix it. I do like my arch a little bit more pronounced, so I'll just go in and fix that or whatever. Then I don't add any more concealer. What I do is I just take the other side, or I might even use that same side because it has less concealer. I don't like my eyebrows to look boxed in, like I don't do here, 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 because again, that will give you a less natural look. If that's the kind of look you like, fine. I've done it before. I still do it on occasion, but on a daily basis, I do like my brows to look more natural. So I leave the natural hair that I have up front totally alone, and I start like right here and back as far as like sculpting them. So I like a very light application of the concealer. So again, I will use the side that has already been used on the underside. I hope you can see. And then all I do is finish sculpting until I get it to the perfect shape that I like. The ends of your eyebrows aren't supposed to go, I guess there's like a makeup rule book or something. I don't know. I learn all this stuff as I go along, but what I hear is that the tip of your eyebrow shouldn't go past the angle of the ends of your eye. So that's what I try not to do. I used to have those boys all the way down here. But whatever, you live and you learn, you like what you like, so at the end of the day, it's all about what you like. And then that is that. I'm done. Like, I'll take the brush and I'll kind of do the surrounding area. But as far as like my actual eyebrows and everything, like I'm done. This is it. This is what I do. It's super quick. It's really easy. I'm not worried about this front part because that's natural. That's what my natural eyebrows look like. So the less I worry about that, the more natural I'm going to look. This is my problem eyebrow. You know how everybody has a problem child? This is my problem child right here. This one just grows funny. It's just all off. So I usually go back in and have to do all kind of stuff to that one. And then, like I said, that is it. And again, I use the color Icon by Wet n Wild. And then I go in and I just use my finger, freshly washed, clean and everything, and just smooth down that concealer so that I don't have that unblended line when I do finally put on my foundation. And then I blend up above the eyebrow and down below. And that is it. Hopefully you guys can kind of get the picture. And then now I'm going to do the rest of my face just because I'm in a time crunch. But like I said, I'll probably just fast forward through that. So if you don't watch all the way through to the end, thanks for watching. And if you do, then I'll see you in a sec. Okay guys, so that is it. I've shown you how I do my eyebrows and eye look and kind of like a face of the night sort of thing. Aside from the eye look, this is what I do every day. My eyebrows and my face, everything I showed you is what I use every day, with the exception of this foundation. I do alternate foundations. As far as my hair, showed it to you with the braid and everything. I'm not really a big accessory kind of person, but I do have on my Hello Kitty watch, which I love. I wear that every day, and like a peacock belt, which I don't even know if you can see it, but that's it. I'm a pretty regular person. I think that just totally went out of focus, but who cares? So that's it. Thank you so much for watching. I don't mind if you guys send me requests, so continue to do so. Love you guys. Bye.